Hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here from Content Sparks, and in this video I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside the actual materials you'll get when you grab a license to our done-for-you, ready-to-teach course called Create Your Group Coaching Program. So I just have the main course book open now, so that I'll go back and show you the actual files. So when you get the Blaze package, that's the complete course kit, you get student materials, instructor materials, and lead generation materials. Now, if you just get the Beacon package, that includes only the student materials. If you get the Flash package, that includes only the lead generation materials. You need to get Blaze to get all three. So let's jump into each one. The student materials are your main course content for your students, for them to learn and take action on what you're teaching them. And the core of that is what I was just showing you before, which is that course book. And I'll open that up again. So you can see that it's laid out. Everything is brandable, editable. We use Microsoft Office, so everything is also compatible with other software programs. And there's a space here for your logo. In the footer, we leave a little highlighted place for your company name and your URL. And then you can just apply your own styles and branding to this. If you know how to do a custom theme, you can apply that to each one or get someone to set one up for you so that it's just a few clicks each time. Otherwise, you'll go in and you can see the overview of all the modules, and all the detail is in this course book. This is where you're going to see most of the text, the introduction, the learning objectives, the some of the graphics, which we also keep in a separate file for you if you prefer that. And then at the end of each module, you'll see action steps and key takeaways. So the action steps, we give you an action guide that you can then hand out to your students, or you can break up as separate worksheets depending on how you want to deliver this. I like delivering things as an online course and breaking it up into modules, but you would want to edit everything and brand it first in the main document and then break it up to save time. So you can see these are all the modules. And now let's just hop over to the action guide section so I can show you how that works. So I'm going to close this up. We're going to go back to the student materials and the action guide. Now this particular course, the Create Your Group Coaching Program, has several things, not just an action guide, but we pulled out some other things that your students would be using separately. But first, let's look at the action guide. So as I said, this matches up with the course book. So there's something for each module for them to complete the action steps and also to take some notes. So there's things like why group coaching is at the very beginning to get their mindset in the right place. And then they start actually planning out their program, identifying their audience and who will be the people that can benefit most from their program, defining a theme and the key elements of their program. The actual program structure, like the size of their groups. Group coaching is usually small groups. Who would be members, and they can put together an intake form to actually make sure they're getting the right members in their group. And I'll show you, we give a template for that as well. Accountability, so there's how you're going to keep people accountable is really important in group coaching. What kind of milestones. We give you a weekly accountability template that you can also customize that makes sense for your group, your students. And then they start going through delivery and communication methods, creating the content, seeing if there's stuff they already have that they can use for the group coaching, and a whole big module on actual coaching skills to facilitate success, because group coaching is not the same as one-on-one. It's not the same as teaching an online course. It's not the same as teaching a classroom course. So it goes through those skills and different things you can do to develop those skills. So there's things like write a group contract so that everyone participates. That's really important. Everyone listens to each other. Have things like icebreaker questions that you want them to put together. Them look at difficult situations that might come up in a group. Guidelines for running successful sessions, so they're going to take notes on how they're going to prepare and run the sessions. All of this they're going to complete in this action guide so that they're ready to get to the last step, which is marketing. The course is not a full launch your program type of course. They're going to put the basics in place so that they're ready and can start selling it. And then if you want to do something bigger on actually launching and marketing, then you might want to get our program like Launch and Market Your Online Course, because it's going to be a lot of similar things. Group coaching is not an online course, but group coaching could be added to an online course as another element, or an online course could be used to supplement your group coaching. So that's important to know as well. I mentioned the intake form. That would be for your students to use to sort of weed out the people that don't belong in the group, make sure they have the right ones. There's that accountability template that they can give to their group members. There's a self-assessment questionnaire here that they do, in the beginning to assess their own skills as a group coach. So that's one of the first things they do in the program. And then a big element of this course is this group coaching program planner. So they have a lot of notes and other things they take in the action guide, but here's where they actually outline their full program. And there's an example of a kind of filled in section where you would have, say, the topic of interviewing skills, if it's a program on interviewing or getting jobs and interviewing. So you might have one section on interviewing skills, set goals for what you want your group members to achieve and be able to do by the end, the timing of it, and the different steps involved. So each step, the action that you'll need to take, what format. So it might be in a Zoom meeting, it might be in a Facebook group discussion, some video. So you usually have a mix of different media and then come together with different live sessions in group coaching. So there's an example of what kind of support materials you might want to put together. And then there's a template for your students to actually fill in to plan out their own group coaching program. So that's a really valuable part of this course as well. Let's just see what else is in the student materials. The cheat sheet is another important part of your package. This is our customers' favorite, one of their favorite items. It's basically an outline of the course in bullet point format with the key takeaways at the beginning of each. The learning objective is in there, and then the action steps at the end. So I suggest you always look at this first to get a really good understanding of what's in the course. Some people don't even bother with the course book. They just use this to guide them, to guide their speaking, and then use it as a cheat sheet, as the text-based cheat sheet to go with a video. So you record your slides as video, using this to guide you, and then do this as a handout. So that is an option also. But a lot of people do like to have the full text version of something. So it's nice to give your students different things. So look at the cheat sheet. Use this as a really high value handout as well for your students. Break it up, deliver the course in modules, and then do these as handouts, maybe for people to stay to the end of a webinar. Lots of different ways. Some people use this to grab content for their sales page as well, because the learning objectives are in here. So lots you can do there. Other things in the student materials, the graphics I said that are in the course book are also here. They're in a PowerPoint file because we create things in PowerPoint so you can edit them easily, and they're the same graphics that are in your slides, which I'll show you in a second also. Easy to edit, smart art. We also give it to you in a separate, in shapes, not smart art, in case you can't open it and you're using a different software. So the other thing in here is an overview infographic. This is an overview of all the modules and lessons in the course, so it's great to refer back to as you're going through, especially if you're teaching live. You can show people where they are in the course at any one time. And the slides handout is only with the Blaze package because it's for people that are getting the slides. And this is nice to give to people so they can take notes and aren't kind of trying to copy your slides. We've produced this for you. If you make edits to the slides and you're in Microsoft Word, I think 2010 or later on Windows, you can just export this as a handout and do that yourself also. And that's it on the student materials. Let's hop into the instructor materials now and go into the main one here, which is that slideshow. So I'll open this up. And there are 216 slides in here, divided up over different modules and lessons. So you're going to want to do whatever edits and design and branding on this, and then before you record any video, if you're doing it video, break it up into separate little slideshows so that you can do bite-sized videos. You never want to record all this stuff at once, because if you mess up, then it's a pain to go back and redo it. So add your design if you have a branded one already, which I always recommend. Just apply it. It will be in your custom themes, and all you'll have to do is click on it, and voila, it will apply to all your slides. Same with the styles, colors, any design. Keep it simple. You can always add images and stuff, or get a VA, a virtual assistant, to help you on that. So you will also have a place for your logo, but do what you want here. You might want to cut some of the text on the slides, and you'll see that there are notes underneath each slide. These are speaker notes that are handy. They're actually text from the course book, but they're very handy if you use a presenter view in PowerPoint so that you have your speaker notes right there. Don't speak them word for word, just use them as a guide and do it in your own language, because it's your speaking, your examples, your voice that makes it unique to you, and why this program is not going to sound like anyone else when you're delivering it. And that is the slideshow. So big, important part of this. Now let's go back to that particular one. We also exported those speaker notes into a Word document. You can do that as well if you prefer to have it printed out. It's, again, handouts in PowerPoint, so that you can export that. Implementation guide is just something with more directions for you. There's an evaluation form that you could put into something like SurveyMonkey, and then get people's feedback so that you're always improving your course. The follow-up emails are important, because after your students take your course, you want to keep in touch with them, send them additional tips. We give you 5 emails to start with. You'll want to add more, but these you just edit again to add your own twist and language. So you'd want to probably change the subject line, when you put it into your autoresponder, add the first name tag in your email marketing system, add your own personal greeting, like, hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here, and I hope you're having a great week, that kind of thing. Whatever you usually open up your emails with. And edit whatever you want, and then add your sign off and some sort of call to action, because every email you do should have some sort of what some people call a micro conversion, something you want people to do or take, whether it's looking at a blog post or going and looking for a download somewhere, or heading back to the course online to do something. Always make sure you do that. So there are 5 of those. You'll schedule them up in your autoresponder for after the course, and make sure people open your emails and stay in touch with you. You stay in touch with them. The research sources are links to, you can use these to kind of bone up on your own knowledge about group coaching, but you could also use this as a bonus handout, which is really helpful too. Some people like that. You send it to your students or add it as a handout so they can do more research if they want. Those are the main things in the instructor materials. There's also a contents list that is helpful. A lot of people find that, don't realize that that's there. You can kind of see this, but it shows the module overview, the learning objectives, all in one file here. Student materials, what you get. So this is really helpful. It has the titles of the different follow-up emails and blog posts, so that you can refer back to your own little table of contents here. There's also a curriculum. That's just some suggested courses. I'm not going to go into that here because I want to show you the lead generation materials. Now, there's a lead magnet here. It's what's called an opt-in report, but we also give it to you in that cheat sheet format, like an outline, and in a slideshow format, so that you could also record it as a video or deliver it as a webinar, because webinars convert really well. I'll show you the opt-in report version of the lead magnet first. So this is your standard kind of report format where you have the different chapters. You'd brand it the same way as your other stuff. and then it has next steps after each one so that people will take some action, get some little mini wins, quick wins, so that by the end they're ready to engage with you and possibly buy your course. But they're not necessarily ready to buy your course immediately, which is why we give you follow-up emails. I did mention first, before I show you the emails, that this comes in a cheat sheet format. So that's an outline format just like it with the course book, but obviously shorter. And the slideshow I'll just show you as well, so you see how you can easily make this into a webinar, because there's 39 slides, has the text, you would add your own branding again, and then at the end, and some of them are very simple, so add images easily. And at the end, the last slide, you'll do some sort of call to action for your course. If you want to just use this as a lead magnet and you don't have your course ready, then you can just send them somewhere else, send them to your website, give them another freebie, but make sure they're on your email list and you keep sending them things, which is why we give you the email. So let's go back and look at those. There are 7 emails in here. The first one is to deliver whatever your lead magnet is, whatever format, whether it's the report or you've done it as a video series or it's a registration for a webinar. You add your link in there, tweak the wording, remind them what they're going to get so that they actually read it or attend, and have that link in there again at the bottom. And then the next 5 are all value emails, so similar to the ones for post-course, these are related to the opt-in report and give some additional tips related to that opt-in, related to your lead magnet. You know, how group coaching builds your business, why do people like it, how you can repurpose content to save time, how to do it without the tech headaches, and how to stop dropouts from your group coaching. So all really valuable tips that'll get your people started so that they'll then want to buy your course, which is in the last email. Want to get results faster? This is almost like a mini sales letter. So you could use this as the starting point for your sales page also. But you can sell from your email this way. Just add your own features, you know, whatever you change in the course. You're going to maybe add video or webinar or your own group coaching support on this. Whatever you add, tweak this and make it yours. So those are the emails. The last few things are what some people call attraction content. So we have blog posts. There are 5 in here on different topics. Is everyone getting what they need? Why it's so popular? Successful, you know, do you have what it takes? These are all great for blog posts that you can edit and make into your own. Change the titles always, maybe add some images. You can take some of the content and make it into an infographic, like an overview of the post. You know, add other things, maybe a video version of it. And what some people do with our blog posts is they even use them as the basis for a script for a live stream. So you can have the blog posts and then go into a live stream on your Facebook group on the same topic and use this as your guide. So that's really valuable as well. Infographic is kind of a summary of the opt-in report. So this is a great handout to go with that, but you could also share it on social media or do it as a handout at the end of a live stream. You know, get creative about that. You can edit. It's again in PowerPoint. And finally, there are the social media posts. Now these are, we've put these into Excel, so that, here I'll open this as well, so that you can count the characters if you want to use it in Twitter. And here you can see that each one has the character count. So they're short, which gives them room to add a URL and any other comment or hashtags if you're doing it on Twitter or Instagram. Put them on an image for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, whatever. It's always good to add some images. You could also use these not just on social media, but use them as starting ideas for emails and for live streams and for blog posts. So use them just to spark ideas. Nothing has to be used as is. This is starting content for you for anything you need in your business. You can use it as we provided, all working together to attract students and convert them and teach them. But you can also break it up and use it in different ways. You can use it to start building an audience interested in the topic, even if you're not ready to deliver the main course as well. So keep your mind open to that. I know you will. And then I will just show you lastly, just a quick overview that we looked at student materials, instructor materials, and lead generation materials. Now, if you just get the Flash package, as I said, you'll just get the lead generation materials for building an audience. If you get the Beacon package, you'll only get the student materials, which is great for a self-study course, or even if you're just buying this to learn from yourself. And then the instructor materials are only in the Blaze package. So Blaze package has student, instructor, and lead generation materials. Let me know if you have any questions at all. You can email us at support@contentsparks.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.